Hello, welcome back to another video tutorial here at Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller, and we're starting off our third tutorial of creating, modeling, and texturing a book in Hexagon. And we're going to create our book cover here in Photoshop. And again, I'm going to use the bridge tool that comes with Photoshop. Now, the texture I'm going to use, I believe I got it at sharecg.com. They're extremely high resolution, very good looking aged paper tutorials. I think I got them at sharecg.com. I like going there and seeing what new things they have to offer. So I'm going to bring this into my viewport here. Okay, this is my UV map that we created at the end of our last tutorial in Hexagon, and I'm going to apply on top of it my aged paper material. Now what I'm going to do is, just for a fun little exercise, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to drop the opacity down of my, actually I'm not even going to drop the opacity down. I'm just going to hide my paper layer. On my new layer, I want to create a dark, very rich burgundy color. Maybe that also has a little bit of desaturation to it. A little bit in the gray area. Let me see what this looks like. There we are, that'll work. Okay, let me choose a soft brush. And I guess a number 65 will be good to start off with. Yeah, I think that's the color I want. Let me kick the opacity up to 100%. I'm going to go a little darker than that. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's okay. I guess if I want it darker, I can darken it up later. Okay, I want to zoom in here and focus on something. These are the UV faces that we spent a lot of time laying out. This is the binding of or the spine of the book here, and it goes all the way down. And this is the book cover. Well, I'm just gonna, just for fun, right along this edge here where the book cover meets the spine, right down here, and right along here, the top of the book, I want to paint with that red color. So I'm going to grab my brush and make it a small brush. There we go, that size. I'm just going to come up here, hold down my Shift key, and draw a straight line all the way down. And across the top of the book, I'm going to hold down Shift and draw a straight line across. I'm going to do the same down here. Whoops. I don't like that. Let me get up a little bit higher. There we are. Okay, now I'm just going to change to a hard-edged brush, and all this area here I'm just going to color in. Being careful. Okay, I still want this red to be a little darker, so I think I'll drop the brightness down a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the brightness right where it is. I want to add a little texture to it, so I'm going to go to Pattern Overlay. And let's see, what kind of a pattern do I want? Oh, that looks interesting. I'm going to change the blending mode of that to overlay, and that'll give a nice texture color to the book. Now what I'm going to do is darken it. There we are. Let me see what my levels will do. Control L to bring up levels. There we are. Okay, that now that color and that texture right there will be applied to the edge of our book cover and all of the binding. Now what I want to do is I want to enable my paper here. Bring that in a little bit. That looks good. And now what I want to do is I want to come back up to Bridge. I want to apply a picture to it. And let me see what pictures I have. I want to make this like a scary book. So here's a picture. As I was going through this today, I realized I made this a long time ago and never even posted it. Completely forgot about it. Never posted it in the art galleries over at Renderosity or anything. So this just might be kind of appropriate for this scary book. Let me see. Well, that'll work. Okay, I will crop that down. I'm happy with that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this beneath my paper layer. I'm going to create a mask for that. Come up here and grab my paintbrush. I'm going to use a soft edged brush and with black as my foreground color. I'm just going to paint. That's a little too dark. I want to adjust the opacity down. I'll come down to about 50%. I just want to bring in some of the elements of my picture here. And that's still too bright. I'm going to drop the opacity down more. Let's try that. There we are. And I like painting on layers because I'm painting with pure black. If I realize I don't like that, then I'll change, and with pure white, paint it all right back in. And I'm doing this all on a layer mask. Okay, now I want to remove a little bit more. Kind of want to add a little emphasis here on this dark, shadowy figure who's going to be coming up the stairs at this Cinderella-looking girl. Actually, when I made this image, she has a butcher knife behind her back, and I guess I didn't focus too much in on that here on this render. Bloodstained dress. Okay, come back. Oop, that's a. I want to show these candles here, and let's bring a little bit of that through. A little bit of the staircase. Now I like it like that. Okay, now on top of that, I'm going to create some text. Let me save this. Okay, let's create some text here. Okay, I got a nice creepy text here. Tales Yeah, I'll just do tails for that selection. And create another one. Tales from the, I think I'll do Dark Side. Make it a creepy book. And one more, Dark Side. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more space in between these because the effects I'm going to apply to it will kind of blend from one to the other. Okay, I like that. I'm going to select all three of those and rasterize them. Merge them together. I'm going to come up here to Filter. Now I like using eye candy. And first what I want to do, yeah, I'll use the filter, run the filter first. Come here to eye candy, and then I think it's the drip. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool things you can do to it. Let me bring this down here. Let's see what it looks like if we increase the length a little bit and the spacing. Oh, there we go. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to come over here to Styles, and I think I'll click on that style. I like that. Let me hide those. I will duplicate this layer. Combine the two together. Now I'm going to come over here to Hue and Saturation. I'm going to do Colorize, and I'm going to give it a nice bloody look. There we are. Let me see if I can darken that a little bit. And then increase some contrast. Tales from the Dark Side. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to come back to this layer, and let's just see what happens if I use my eraser tool. Okay, I can erase on that. That's fine. That's what I want. Let me come down and undo that. I'm going to change brushes. I've got a lot of brushes, so I'm going to choose some grunge brushes. There we are. Okay. And let's come down here. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Probably want to increase that a little bit. Change brushes. See what this one looks like. Oh, that should add a good effect. Oh yeah, there we are. Let me reduce the opacity a little bit. And I will rotate it. Let's change brushes again. See what else we can add to this. This looks like an interesting one. No, maybe not. I want something big. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do a drop shadow on this. And play with the distance. The spread a little bit. The the size. There we are. Let's enable our text again. Tales from the Dark Side. Okay, I like that. I save that. I'm going to save this as a JPEG. And I'll just overwrite my previous one. Well, maybe not. Alright, cover copy. I'll remember that. So here we are back into Hexagon. Let us, I gotta hide Photoshop. Let us apply our new texture to our book. And I'm going to flip it vertically. There we are. And there's the pages to our book. Okay, it looks like we need to do a little bit of adjusting on our book cover here for the UV map. So come over here, choose that. I want to enable my texture. Just going to grab the edge of my book here and drag it over. Tales from the Dark Side. I guess I could drag it over a little bit more. There we are. Okay, let's come back to this one. And there is our book, and we are done. I think in contrast, in looking at the, or by comparison, in looking at the cover of the book and with the pages should be darkened and maybe roughed up a little bit more. And you can certainly go and do that yourself in Photoshop or any competent image editing program. Certainly I would go back and add some more adjustment to my pages so it matches the wear that we got on our cover. So that's creating a book, texturing it, playing around and manipulating the UV maps, all in Hexagon and Photoshop. So that is the end of this project tutorial. Thanks so much for watching at Geekatplay Studios, and my name's Gary Miller. Have a good day.